Hello, hello. Hey, and closed captions are up and running. Which means we are ready to get started very, very soon. Alright, I'm very excited because as soon as Agent told me that they wanted me to draw their budgies, I was really excited because look how cute they are. We haven't had a single Kuiper bunny with wings that are fluffy yet. Hell, we had the first winged Kuiper bunny at the very beginning, which was a fun little experiment, giving them little bat wings, which I think are really fun. Also realizing how much smaller the budgie is just because of the way I drew them compared to this other character. So it's kind of fitting. Budgies are not very big birds. They're very cute though. Real excited for this one. Hey, Agent! Speaking of people, look! I already showed you the sketch though, so you already know what this looks like. But I haven't gotten a chance to work on it anymore just yet because I wanted to wait until stream started. So I didn't waste all of my art energy before I started. Because we're going to be here for a good couple hours. Probably like 2 or 3. We'll see. But I'm very... Oh, I forgot I turned down the... There we go. I'm very excited with how this looks so far. I think this is good. I'm not going to collapse it down just yet because I still have to figure out stuff like the colors. But we'll see. I think I like the way I did the ears because they're still kind of bunny-like. Hey, Comet! Thanks for the resub! Thank you! So how you doing, bud? You having fun with your new games? I owe Twitch themselves art. I'm sorry, what? Also, hi, Agent. How are you doing? What does that mean? You owe Twitch themselves art? Like, the company? How? But okay. How does that work? Wait, Twitch, the what? Wait, that's great. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Hell yeah, I'm so glad. I hope they go, you said a lot too? How many? Well, I guess you don't have to tell me, but like, that's really good to hear because I know you're doing your... Is it a subathon or a donathon? You're doing your a-thon, so it's good to hear that you're 100? Oh my goodness, that's great fucking news! I'm so happy for you, Agent. Hell yeah! Oh my goodness, that's a good amount of cash too. Hell yeah. That's great to hear. Is that why I got gifted a sub from Asian History? That's crazy. Oh yeah, I guess Twitch does do like huge gifts during the holidays, don't they? I completely forgot they like to do stuff like that. But that's good to hear. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, how is the a-thon going? Aren't you supposed to be doing that right now? Have you ended? I'll have to go back and clip it. I'm a mod in one of their Discord servers. Ah. Going good. Hell yeah. Agent, go back to your stream. But I'm so happy for you. And thanks for dropping in to say hi. That's great fucking news. I'm so happy to hear that. Let's see. I think so far, because obviously all the Kuiper bunnies are pretty simple, and the one I'm drawing is actually the first animal one, because everyone else has been an OC. This is a real-life creature. And a very adorable one, too. So, let's see. I didn't feel like downloading the image, so I'm just gonna look at it from Discord. Okay, so it's... Monet is a mostly white budgie, but she has like a little blue belly? No, that's not her belly, that's her back. It's hard to tell, she's being silly. That's one of the cool things about birds, is they can hold on to their cages and just be there, their little feet. But yeah, let's figure out the colors while we're here. Yeah, Comic got unpacking. So, fun story. Me and a lot of my friends. Also, wait a minute. I'm realizing, hi Shay! Hey, how's it going? I'm realizing I didn't say hi to you because I was too busy being excited for Agent. But hey, welcome in. I'm gonna figure out the colors. Which would make Monet the first, like, Shine Kuiper Bunny we have, I think. Well, at least in the way they used to look, because technically, Poppy got the first Shine. I think. No, the sugars are the ones with the belly. You can tell that I'm starting to forget things for the fact that I'm not gonna keep these guys the way they are. I'm sorry. So I made a little joke about it in the Discord, but like I'm making all of this art of what the current Kuiper bunnies look like, and they're gonna be out of date by the time my birthday comes around because I am very much so going to be redoing these guys completely. They're gonna have completely new designs, they're gonna have completely new lore and looks, which means Shay, I'm very sorry to you especially because you are gonna have to update your lore books, I'm sorry. Eventually, the Kuiper bunnies will cease to exist in the way they do now. Fuck. There we go. Fixed it. Yay! Okay. I want to figure out the colors. I'm thinking, since Monet has a little, like, light cyan-y blue back, I'm gonna try and mimic that. With the color palette a little bit. But I don't want I also want the main color to be slightly blue. So like this. It's a good... Yes, this is a great color. Because it's just light enough to still be white. Yeah, I want to do an overcooked shrimp. We still have to get more of that though, don't we? Why is this? No, why? Fucking okay. First of all, wait, why are these two lower opacity like that? Weird. Oh, I fucked up the wing like an hour ago. Fine, I'll go fix it. There we go. And besides, I can add a new thing here anyway. There we go. I'm opening up the tomb of the... Kuyu's Guide to the Cosmic Cafe. I'm sorry, I was staring at that and I had to remember it. But yeah, well well, I guess you're... Okay, this is complicated because I'm just now working on the redesigns and the lore. So, but you can add a spot for the new ones. One thing is for certain, they're not going to have the same names anymore. They're no longer going to be the Kuiper bunnies. Which would mean this is their third name change? Since they've started to exist, because at first they were the Gummy Bunnies. Because they, at the very start, were based off of gummies. The Kuiper bunnies still are, they just got a name change. Because I thought it'd be cool if they were named after the Kuiper belt. Because of the whole space theming. And the newest versions of them do not have a canon thing they're based off of just yet, outside of Sea Slug, specifically the Sea Bunny Nudibranch. I love them very much. They're still going to be bunny looking, and they're still going to have a lot of the same rules, but essentially the color palettes and stuff like that are going to be very changed up. One thing in particular I'm excited about is I'm going through 3 specific drinks that I want to like look over for what I want the new Kuiper bunnies to be inspired by. There's a little spot like here. I actually got recommended a Sea Bunny video this morning. Blame you for it. What did I do? Except for talk about them all the damn time. That is kind of funny. Sometimes the algorithm gods are watching you. And they'll just be like, you know what? You talked about this like yesterday. Here. Rethink your decisions. That actually happened to me in a funny way. I've been having a lot of horror YouTubers recently. Like, I found a new one that's really cool. Big Gaming 64. I really like his vibes. He has like a little buddy time chat at the very beginning of every video where he talks about like mental health stuff and even physical health stuff, of just chatting with people at the very start. Like all sorts of different things, and people have even asked questions in past videos or in his Discord about things, and he even answers them during the beginning, just to be like, hey, you know, those problems you have, you're not alone. And this is what I've done to either deal with it, or I still deal with this, and just because I'm better at dealing with it than you may be right now does not mean other people don't also have this problem. So it's really nice. I kind of want to make the wings blue, but I don't. That's purely because I think it looks cute. But I absolutely love the vibe of that channel. It's so funny to me how many horror YouTubers are actually some of like the best and kindest people you'll find on the platform. At least like with the way they present their channels. It's so funny. There's like the 50-50 between I'm scared and I'm going to scream because of it, and it's funny. But like a lot of people who do a lot of horror stuff are also like really nice people half the time. It's really funny. Like hell, even in account the amount of people who make mostly or started with horror content like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, who have even done like yearly huge charity events. And of course Jack took a break from Thankmas this year because there's so many different charities raising huge amounts right now. And for a lot of economies, especially here in the US, it's fucky. But like, it's so cool to see these creators whose whole thing is, I'm going to be murdered by a monster, but they're actually just like really chill. And it's kind of funny to me. And it's really sweet. It's super cool how often people who do mostly horror stuff are just like, you know what? Yeah, let's go raise like $500,000 for charity right now. Let's do this. We can do this. It's really cool. And really fun. Because it's also like how often people will be like, oh, this person's wearing like cutesy pastel pink. And then like their favorite band is rock. It's stuff like that where it's just like, your entire career is based off of you being terrified and being threatened by creatures in your computer. But you're here telling us about like mental health things and being a genuinely really sweet person. It's the funny little contrast. I love stuff like that. It's silly. Never found a Minecraft ARG based off of... Oh yeah, hey! You found the searching for a Minecraft world that doesn't exist. Comet found that one recently too. And I watched it a little while ago. I don't know if you guys remember when I had brought up that I was being like plagued by Minecraft ARGs out of nowhere, but I think they're sick, so I'm happy about it. That was one of them. It kept showing up in my recommended, and I was like, eventually was just like, you know what? Fine, what is this? And I was hooked. It was great. I think this pattern would make more sense on the wings for Picasso. Was that your name? Wait, going back. Yeah, Picasso. Because Picasso has more, has like actual patterns on his wings. I don't think Monet does. Her picture is also really funny now that I'm thinking about it because she just has her leggy up real high. Say a little stretch. But yeah, let's see. I personally believe it might or another experience genre. Yeah, that's true. is horror is just as valid as a form of art as every other form of art. And oftentimes horror can be a good way to go about a lot of different topics and how that horror oftentimes isn't expressed. Many of them being very sensitive topics or topics that people had to go through, and making it easier for other people to understand what that was like, or for someone to even bring their own experience out and showing it in a way that makes it even more obvious how terrifying it could have been. That's why things like, what is it? Was it Among the Sleep is what it was called? It was that game about like a toddler that was being led around by his teddy bear from a bunch of monsters, but the spoilers for that game, if you haven't seen it, was that it was about child abuse. About a very young child going through a unsafe household and interpreting that in a way that would make more sense for the eyes of a kid. Yeah, and that's just one of many examples of how horror is oftentimes used to portray situations that in interesting ways, and also ways that are really helpful, because it's in a digestible form, but it's a very serious topic, and it's a great and interesting way to portray something like that, because a kid doesn't understand. It's supposed to be like a baby. It doesn't, it also helps portray that difference between when their mom is happy versus when their mom is drunk and not safe to be around. And that's one of my like oldest examples of horror games specifically being used to portray difficult topics in an interesting way. Because like, it felt like such a shock, but it made so much sense in the way everything was, like the house warping in different ways. Video games can be such good ways to go through different experiences and different ideas in fun ways, or just in interesting ways. But yeah, that was one of the really cool ones that I remember. Obviously, probably should stay away from more difficult topics, because obviously that game is talking about a very rough one. So we're gonna leave that be for now. But there's so many games that do stuff like that in interesting ways. And because things like that are realistic topics, are obviously the scariest ones. Like, yeah, whatever. A big, scary mascot monster in a factory that eats people. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Animatronic bears possessed by children. Yeah, cool. Spooky, I guess. But, like, they're not real, so... And can't be, so it's just like, why not? Yeah, sure. That's spooky dooky. But, like, the realistic ones are very freaky because of it. And it's just cool to see people exploring topics like that as well, because they make for good experiences or good ways to show those experiences in ways that are more easy to digest. Because obviously stuff like that can be really difficult to talk about, and sometimes I like to, vent art oftentimes is a great way to express what you're feeling without having to just talk about it, and sometimes can be even better ways around it that make people feel more comfortable. So to me, it's kind of like that, is oftentimes horror can be used as vent art in horror games, books, and it's really cool to see how often it happens, because there's lots of books that talk about topics like that, heavier-handed ones, that use it in a very interesting and way of showing it. Like, I'm probably not the best person to talk about this with, because I'm not super well-versed in, like, different books, and I probably should read more of them. But I know Stephen King's Rage was essentially, like, a, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this, but if you know what Stephen King's Rage book is about, you'll know what I'm talking about already. Where it's just sometimes hard topics being brought into horror is just a good way to bring up those frustrations or show people what that experiences about in a way that they're more willing to look into. And sometimes can even be helpful for people who have been through them. I don't know how many of these stories end up on bad notes, but plenty of them do. But like Among the Sleep, I think has a good ending for that one example. Not every game does, because I'm thinking of other games that deal with difficult topics, like mouthwashing, for example. I wouldn't say it ends as positively as Among the Sleep, where the only good ending is loss of custody. I think that's also the only ending and how it should always go. But like, I also wouldn't say mouthwashing is the same as something like Among the Sleep. Because yeah, it brings up very difficult topics. It's just also in space. It's complicated. And also, it brings up interesting things, because it's the way it deals with a lot of topics, honestly. It's not really one thing for, like, mouthwashing particularly. That's, like, its biggest thing it's dealing with. There's a lot going on. And that is an interesting one. If you're interested, go look into it. I'm not telling you shit. You do it. It's been a while since I've looked at mouthwashing, though. Yeah, it's an interesting one. There are big trigger warnings, and it's a horror game, and bad stuff happens. Lots of bad stuff happens. So, like, keep an eye out. But it's also an interesting one that deals with a lot of different topics, and also could very easily be people venting about situations they've been in. Or just showing off situations that are bad and technically in real life are happening in several different ways. And how that can be frustrating, but also being shown in an interesting way with characters, where it's a lot easier to digest those topics through characters. Plus, not everything is really about telling a specific story. It's also just nice seeing characters doing stuff and having more realistic problems than fighting aliens and stuff, which you don't do in mouthwashing. It's just an example. Sometimes though a lot of the time, I'd prefer to play games that are about, like, fighting aliens and stuff. I'm not really a big horror game, gal. Not a fan. I don't dislike them, I'm just not super interested. Majority of the time. I think I'm just gonna move straight to line art, and I think I'll actually do line art this time, because this sketch, I don't think I can just, like, go back over. So we're doing line art for the budgies. And for a lot of what I'm saying, I'm probably rambling because I'm arting right now, so forgive me if a lot of things I say don't sound particularly right. We're not here for, like, a genuine philosophical conversation about games and horror and real life. Muttering about Among the Sleep and mouthwashing. Do not take most of the things I'm saying seriously. I just think it's interesting. And I quite like oftentimes seeing different games bringing up experiences in ways that are in media or in art. It's just nice to see. I blame my mom and my cousin for getting me into horror. Yeah. I do think horror is neat, but I think I prefer watching stuff about horror than playing horror games, because, like, I can be separated from it. If I'm playing a horror game, I feel like I'm in the situation, and I have to actively do stuff when I'm scared. I don't wanna... Call me a pussy all you want, but, like, I don't want to. I think... Look, I might try horror games, to be fair. We played Lethal Company before, but, like, that's not a horror game when you still have your friends with you. But as soon as they die, it does become a horror game again. As soon as you're the only one left, at least to me, it's a horror game again. Like, not even kidding. One time I was playing Lethal Company with a couple of my friends, and they all died, and I just ended up killing myself because I just was not happy. I was not walking all the way back to that fucking ship by myself. Now, to be fair, it's also because their event was on, and I couldn't see anything. The, not event, the steam pipe thing. I couldn't see where I was going, and I couldn't find my way out, and we had mimics on. So we had the people who were, like, using our voices to talk to us. So, yeah, no, I gave up. I just jumped onto the railing and jumped off. I was not doing that. I was hearing a mimic talking to me in one of my friend's voices, and that it's like, oh, hey, I think someone's still alive. It's like, no, you're just repeating things from earlier, aren't you? Yes, you are. I'm jumping. Okay, it was mostly a you'll never take me alive kind of thing. I didn't want to die to the monster, but it was also just like, you know what, I give up. Nope. If I'm the last one left, we're wiping. We're not getting anywhere. It's a promise. Yeah, thinner brush as well. Ooh, almost. So maybe make this a little thinner. Not thinner, lighter. I don't need to see the entire drawing while I'm doing line art. Hey, Apine! How's it going? Me saying hi to the Bracken getting killed. Yeah, you're not helpful. You're just chilling with the monsters most of the time. But at least you're not scared of them, which is more than me. Ah, damn it. Oh, that's such a good line, though. Oh, that line looks so nice. Maybe I can just... Ooh, Solitaire. Solitaire, okay, I wouldn't say it's my mom's favorite game, but she plays Solitaire a lot. She quite enjoys a good Solitaire. It's also such a relaxing game. Favorite Lethal Company to the hands of Bracken? What? That is incredibly funny, but yeah, if the dead bodies can set off mines, I guess that does make sense, that your body could be dragged over one and kill something. But that, again, Lethal Company is made so well to be the goofiest fucking game I have ever seen, while still being a horror game, because stuff like that happens. That's like a Looney Tunes bit. Hey Hawk, welcome in! How you doing? It's a bit early for you to be here, we just started. I hear the Kuiper bunnies are digivolving. What? Do you mean because I'm giving them a redesign, they're digivolving? Wait, shit, actually, you're kind of right. Considering how big the change is between the new ones and the basic ones, yeah, you could honestly argue that it's a digivolution. On Microsoft Solitaire, I'm sorry, what? Level 250? Okay. Oh, it's not early. Well, I don't mean in your time. I mean, usually you don't show up for another, like, hour or so into stream. I don't think, it's very rare I see you within the first hour of stream. Any reason why you're, hanging out so much earlier than usual? You got somewhere to go? It's XP based. Ah! Oh, wait, that's even crazier to me, because I at first thought that meant you played 250 levels. Not sure what each kind means. So is there like different like versions of Solitaire? Oh, so yeah, I am doodling Kuiper bunnies. I don't know if you've been here for the past art streams, but I don't think Hawk has been. So for the two of you, or anyone else who hasn't seen these guys, look at all these! These are the Kuiper bunnies I was drawing for the charity event. I got a total of 8 different donations to get these. So we are working on the 5th one, which is for Agent. She submitted images of her budgies. So I'm drawing, this is Monet, that I'm going to be drawing first. Then I'm going to draw a super secret special one. Then I'm going to be drawing one for Screm, and then, well, actually, I'm going to be drawing 2 for Agent today. Because I'm having a, because they're both birds, I'm going to try and get both done today. But I'm very excited. Yes, actually, I'm going to see my brother, and I figured out I'd pop in really quickly. Hey, I hope you have a good time. Yeah, don't forget your daily order before you pop out. But thanks for saying hi. There's a Klondike spider, free cell pyramid, and trapeze. Oh, like the different formations? Oh. So you're level 250 in all 5 of those? Whoa. Hey, Paige. How's it going? Also, thank you. Thanks, I stole it. No, well, kinda, yeah. There is a streamer, his name is Worm on a String, and a lot of people do daily, redeems, but I liked the way he did his, especially because his is, like a daily apple, but they all have, like, funny different names, and people even get to add new ones. They're very silly. I love, Worm's streams. He's super cool. Yeah. Almost. I can do this. This might almost be too round. But yeah, well, taking the idea of, well, dailies also I took from someone else because a lot of streamers do the dailies and I love them. But Worms especially, of them being all so different, I decided, you know what would be a fun way to do that for the cafe? Make it so it's different foods and drinks you can get in an actual order. Some of them are added in by other people, which I have turned off for a little bit because I was going to try and draw art for a lot of these and replace them. But I think I'm going to leave them as just the text. I think they're fine the way they are. Almost my... Oh, okay. It's between those two. That is still a lot. But I'm glad you have a game you really like. Please. I want to do just this one line. This one's we'll fuck you up here. My macaroon. What are you? You stealing things, Shay? You stealing macaroons? What do you mean, my macaroon now? Who'd you take that from? Myself. Oh. You just mean because you're being given your order. Okay. Ah. A solitaire a day does something? It doesn't keep the doctor away. The boredom away? A solitaire a day keeps the boredom away? Also, sorry for the sudden color flashbang. I'm trying to see how I did most of these. Already losing its character. That's why I hate doing my art. Okay, so for the outside, I think I need a bigger brush. Is also the problem. Yeesh! 25, that's a big watch streak. Hell yeah, Shay. Thank you for hanging out in so many streams. That's one thing I really like about the watch streaks is obviously for a lot of you, I know I see you all the time, but it really hits different being able to see like an actual number for it. Or like if you guys, especially during the like Twitch Wrapped stuff, where you can like see people's watch hours, or even just using Mix It Up, we can see how many like minutes of watch hour or watch time you have on my streams, and they're a large amounts of time. Some of y'all have like straight up weeks worth of streams watched. Like it's a lot. Wait, test what? Huh? What are you testing? Or do you want me to test something? I thought chat broke on my end. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, you mean like the, oh, yeah, no, I see what you mean, too. I guess your watch streak one doesn't count in the text box. Because, yeah, that message didn't show up there. That's weird. Enjoy your fish. I think that's good, because it's at least, like, flat for a certain amount of time. No, I still hate it. It was close, though. Ow, dang it. That one was almost perfect, then my, like, the skin on my hand touched the thing. Made it scoop weird. Putting on my wrist brace and my actual drawing glove. Oh yeah, let's not forget to save. Hey, don't run away from me. Oh yeah, yeah you do. I think like in September I went through and checked a bunch of the like top viewers' hours and seeing who was in what place. I know Comet has the most amount of watch time. I think Wolf being second. Not sure if she dethroned anyone yet. Or if she's been dethroned if she was second. There we go. That looks better. Hey, let's get rid of this now and that there. And then turn these off real quick. Yeah, I think the shape looks okay. Ow. Okay, no vector thing. Honestly, I prefer erasing lines in line art sometimes. That lower line isn't exactly right just yet. The character has a gap on their gaps on their mouth, like on their cheeks. I don't know if there probably is, but I definitely don't know what that word would be. And there are a lot of characters who have that, don't they? Always looks cool as hell. Maybe from a different angle. That's what I need to draw from. Sorry, I should mute my mic when I move it around. There we go. There we go. Oh. Hmm. Remember anything else about the design of the character that might help you? Well, if I don't remember someone who's designed who has that, I probably have no idea who it is. Let's see. Either way, I think that wing is well lined. We'll go back to if I want to have the lines on the inside in the first place anyway. Generally cannot tell you if I do just yet. And turning that off and fix these. There we go. Well, I hope you can find them. The power of Budgie. I love how cute this thing looks. Okay, the face still might need some fixing up, but I think I can do that quickly by just going to where this line is supposed to be. Okay, turn, and that might work. Forgot to turn that back on. There we go, that's fixed. Where the line should actually be. Of the artist, or just the holes in the mouth in general? I'm looking. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, I have no idea what that would be called. I might just make this easy on myself. There we go. And, oh. And there we go. It's the eye. There we go. This might be the fastest I've ever done one of these on stream, but mostly because this sketch was done before I started. And I knew what I wanted the budgie to look like in my head way before I started the sketch. Which is kind of different for everyone else, who a lot of it was going with the flow and having to figure it out over time. Plus, I've done so many of these that I'm getting it pretty down pat. My speed has increased. I've leveled up on bunny making. Oops. Excuse me. And to do the tail, and then we get to move on to coloring. Yeah, that was the first thing I thought about when they brought up characters or people who have like holes in the sides of their mouth, was that guy. Because I had heard about someone talking about like it was like some YouTube video about body modification, and he came up because he has like the giant holes in the sides of his mouth, and he wants. There's also some guy that wants to look like a lizard. I don't know if that's the same guy. Could be, could not be. Yay! Just about done. Do this to easily fix up the colors here. Oh! Alright, figure out the colors. It does look like... Because I don't want to leave her just being like this bluish white. I do want to have some more, but I want to try and keep it more accurate to the way the picture makes the patterns look. Because that is the point of this, after all. Hey, Bunny Battle! Also, Agent, if you're listening in, could I have more pictures of Monet? If you're not, I'm gonna DM you for more pictures of Monet. Because I want to try and get her patterns a little bit more accurate for the drawing. The word of body makes modification both impresses and scares me. Yeah. For sometimes it's just like, oh, that's neat. Other times it's like, oh, okay. I didn't think a person could do that remotely. Good for you. Wanna... Okay. Let's see who won. What? Oh, no, I won. Well, that's unfortunate. Here, I'm gonna pick someone at random. Hey! It's not rigged. Of course my bunny is better at murder. She's been here the longest. And she's very well trained to be a killer. Probably not a good thing. What is it? What's the command? Oh. I'm picking Paige. Oh, mine's a little dumb. Yeah, sometimes they'll have health packs right in front of them and they'll turn around anyway. Like, I've got this. Did that work? Yes, it did work. I've decided Paige is the winner because I feel bad that he can't find the artist he's looking for. But I wish you luck. At least getting into the same ballpark. Huh. Though belly mouths are a super cool trope as well. They're always so freaky, but they're so fun because it's like, oh, that's not right. The immediate feeling of just teeth being where they shouldn't be is like so scary, but also like, oh, okay then. I don't like this, but it's new. You're welcome. Because it looks like Monet has some on her... Monet? I'm guessing. Monet? Is free? So I don't know why I'm assuming I just skip out on certain parts of the word, but Monet? Monet? Ooh! Mouth on the neck, you say? Now that's an interesting one. I think I've seen like one other character that has something like that. Ooh, another one I love is when characters have a mouth on the back of their head too. It's just so freaky. Because there's a couple of mythological creatures that have that too, which is really cool. Like even an entire head on the back of their own head. Like there's one specific like African creature that is essentially just like a normal dude, but he has a hyena face on the back of his head. It's really cool to think about. Especially because I think it's really funny, because I think hyenas look like just like really cute dog. So it doesn't sound as scary as it probably should be. It's like, oh, that's just a dog. Yeah, I think there's at least one yokai that's like that. Because isn't that what Mawile is based off of? A yokai that has like teeth on the back of her head? Or like an entire mouth on the back of its head? Mawile the Pokemon. I love Mawile. Just my baby. My weird, horrifying little baby. There's like a list of Pokemon where when I was really into Pokemon for a certain amount of time, there was like my go-to list and Mawile was always on it. Because the idea of like a fairy steel type sounded so cool to me and I loved her design. Funny interaction to write with extra mouths on the neck. Someone trying to strangle you. Yeah, someone trying to strangle you, just bite them. Shouldn't have put your hands there, motherfucker. I do think it looks kind of cool having the patterns I was going to have as drawn on being this instead. Or having patterns that were supposed to be part of a line art being this instead. My more photos of Monette have been delivered. Oh, it's her butt. Sorry. That sentence probably sounds really fucking stupid out of context. Okay. The angle in which Monette is standing in her picture was throwing me off on where her, like, the blue parts of her were. And apparently I was interpreting it wrong. The blue parts of Monet are more so on her butt and on her belly. So they are, like, closer to being down here. And more so on the, like, the back of her. Like, I'd start here. Do something like this. It's not entirely on her tail. It's only, like, partially on her tail. Here, it'd probably be better to put it on this part of her tail. Very lower part. Since it's not a lot of her body that has this. Very, very funny to say out of context. It's on her butt. It's fine. I just kind of think out loud a little bit. There's not a lot of the thinking part before I say it. But that's okay. I also totally didn't just want excuses to look at her more because she's a really pretty looking bird. Oh, she does have some wet on the bottom of her wings, I think? That or it's just the blue reflecting on her wing because she's an entirely white bird and that could be a lighting thing. You guys know what that, like, how that looks sometimes when you have like a piece of paper that's close to something and it starts to reflect the color under it. I don't know what that effect is called. I wish I do. But I also can't really show it because Monet's wing is downwards right now, so neither wing would be showing it. Now I'm kind of tempted to move her wing back down to the bottom so you can see that her other wing, the blue's on the bottom of her wing. But I kind of like the shape language of this, not the shape language, the silhouette. I think the silhouette it gives this is really cool looking. It's like a bird, but I just added weird little ears on top of it. When you look at just the silhouette, it's like a weird fat bird. Plus, I wanted her to look different from the drawing of Malton I gave for Galaxy, because his wings are both down as well, because I didn't want the wing to not exist on the other side, because it wouldn't be able to be seen past the ears. But to be fair, birds don't flap their wings like this, actually, because that's not how flying works. You can't just, like... Well, I guess she's not really, like, mid-fly anyway, it's fine. But I do kind of want to add back some of it. Welcome back from the ad break. I'm tinkering. And I'm thinkering. So we have, like, the first anti-sugar. Because Monet has, like, a bluish belly and is mostly white. So she's, like, the opposite of what the sugar Kuiper bunnies normally look like. And I kind of love that. It's our first anti-shine Kuiper bunny. I think I am going to interpret her, like, black spots on her wings as blue, though, for the Kuiper bunny. For the way the Kuiper bunnies tend to work anyway. But I'm probably will go back and make this darker afterwards. Something like this. Because budgies have these, like, cute little patterns on their wings. I'm gonna try and mimic in some way. They're more like this shape. That makes me think of tiger stripes, honestly. Or not tiger stripes, sorry, like leopard spots or something like that. I think I'm gonna look up budgie wings. Nope. So I can get a better understanding of what they look like when they're open and how the pattern tends to be. No, I don't want to see them from the front. They don't have the patterns on the front. There we go. There's someone kind of like those wings are not connected. I hate that. This is someone who's just like holding their wing open, likely, so they can give them a little health check or something. This one is better. We will be going with this. Okay, so it tends to be... Oh, so I was putting in the right spot. It is, like, usually up here. And, like... kind of like this pattern? No. More like this. So from this little spot here is where the pattern should be coming from. I am going to duplicate this and just have it on like an opaque layer below instead of it being full like this. So I can have like a little outline reminder of where it should go. So I don't have to follow it directly. Oh yeah, I am very excited for the redesigned Kuiper bunnies that I get to show you guys eventually. Because one of the biggest things that I wanted to redo about them while working on their redesign is the fact that they're based off of candy, which doesn't really make much sense for the theming of the channel. It's cute and it sounds nice, but the Kuiper bunnies have bothered me for a while because in my mind they look too simple. And if I ever wanted to make, like, pins or plushies of them or something fun like that, I feel like they just don't live up to the expectation I'd want. Because, like, if I did do something like that, they'd just be, like, a kind of colorful bunny outline, which is cute, don't get me wrong, but, like, it wouldn't feel like it's specific to what I made for them. It would just be it would be a cute little enamel pin, but it wouldn't feel like it's very specific. So if they can be summed up to just this but different colors, it feels like there's not much going on with them. Which I would want to be different if they are going to be like real little guys. So I'm working on redesigning them to be more interesting and also having something that makes them more tied to the cafe. Because when you think of a cafe, I doubt you think of gummies as one of the things you'd eat there. Because every other critter we have is based off of something you'd actually get in a cafe, or at the very least, they're actual foods and stuff. Like, the mantifae are based off of pancakes, obviously, and cafes are usually known for having breakfast and lunch foods. The jelly sprites are jellies and jams, which you put on toast and stuff. I think we had this exact conversation last stream, because I have been thinking about these for the past couple of days. But, like, I'm really excited for the new ideas I'm working on. I thought about for a little bit making them coffee or tea, but I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to tell you about it. Because I have the salamanders that are based off of coffee and tea already. Because they're supposed to be like little caffeine lizards. And I love them. I love my weird little caffeine lizards. Their purpose is to be tiny and energetic. And the upgraded Kuiper bunnies just can't be that to me. So the newest upgrade is that they are going to be a drink of some kind, but I'm debating past a couple three. The three drinks that I have the most reason to make them is either milkshakes, boba tea, or smoothies. Obviously, boba tea, because it's still a form of tea, and when you think of cafes, you likely think teas, coffees, maybe even boba. I don't know if people think milkshake when they think cafe, which honestly might be good for me as well, because I just think it sounds fun. And smoothies, because all of those are likely very colorful drinks, and are more likely to be thought of in a cafe than you would think of, like, candy. So, this it is. Thinking about how I'm gonna do the wing. could just do this. But yeah, I'm gonna keep yapping about the new Kuiper Bunny designs because I haven't started on actually designing them. Because again, they're going to be very different, and the ideas I have mean complete redesign while still being kind of bunny-like. One of the traits they're gonna keep is how customizable they are, so stuff like this is still going to be possible. And of course, they canonically have to have mouths now because they looked kind of silly without them. They looked cute, but I feel like they should have mouths. They might be based off of bunnies, specifically sea bunnies in the first place, but they might take inspiration from other creatures. All of that work to figure out where the wing pattern should be just for me to throw it away and do this instead. That's art for you, folks. But I am going to keep Monet's belly pattern, obviously, because it makes it look more like the actual bird. And that's important. Oh, right, I was supposed to have a break timer thing on. Oh my goodness, we've been here for an hour and 17 minutes? What? When? When did that happen? Oh, goodness. Well, I guess that's what I get for going a little design crazy. Oh, wait, this is... Let's put this here. Right. Slight adjustment. Then what I want to actually do is... No, not multiply. Ooh, that's wrong. Ah, shit. Nope. Overlay is almost what I'm looking for. Screen? No. Okay, I'll have to find something else instead. But either way, I am now going to move on to... Wait. Shh. Stop what I'm doing. I have to fix the other wing. I didn't add anything to it yet. Don't worry about it. The bird became a little possessed. Sometimes that happens here in the cafe. You all signed a waiver when you walked through the door. Don't worry about it. Hi, Fancy. How's it going? What's you up to? Still might be a bit much here. Ooh, pizza. What toppings you got on there? Being nosy. I love a good pizza. But I'm realizing, does this other wing look weird from this angle? I think it does. Because why is it so tiny compared? Ooh, good simple pepperoni. Hell yeah. That's probably good enough. Okay, now to add all of the extra details and stuff. Because every other Kuiper Bunny had this sort of outline to them. And help have sell that gummy look they're all supposed to have. There we go. And let's go over everything. Make sure that outlining is very subtle. No, not divide. Okay, let's go through all of these to see if I can find what I'm looking for. No saturation. Because I want it to look normal, but I also kind of want the layer below it to go over. Maybe I should make this multiply. Yeah, actually, I think this works better. And then a little bit of highlighting, which is going to be a little difficult to do because of the color I chose, but that's my bad. let's put this on something like overlay. Turn it down a little. I don't know if it still has that same shiny vibe I'm hoping for. So maybe we darken this blue just a little bit. That's a bit better. There we go. Okay, now for the actual shading and stuff. Honestly, I kind of want to do something unique for this one. Some of you may know and love this technique. Let's just fill this in like it's supposed to. Don't ask me why I've decided, yeah, let's add rim lighting to the bird. Just decided we're doing this now. But to be fair, I think maybe I should just add, like, the illusion of rim lighting instead of going, like, and doing this. Though I'm not sure where to put some of the shading. Like, obviously, here where the mouth is, some shading should go. Actually, where am I thinking the light is coming from on this character? Well, obviously from behind if there would be rim lighting, so... Let's see. Okay, now multiply, turn that down. There we go. And rim lighting for some reason. Actually, I don't know if rim lighting is going to look the same on this character. Okay, fine. I will remove the rim lighting from the bird. It does seem a little silly. Why does it feel like you're still missing something? Okay, other than, like, lighting. Yeah, it's definitely just that you need some lighting on you, because everyone else has it as well. Make that a little more subtle. Doot, doot, doot. There, and put that to the right level. Then I have plenty of time to go work on the next one, which is Picasso. Even though Picasso is technically supposed to be the last one I'm working on, I wanted to work on both of the bird ones together. This, and this. And that is about it for Monet. Being the first one to get, like, actual line on a different thing. She is so much smaller than most of the other bunnies. Just accidentally ended up being that way. Let me see what the problem is. Actually, maybe you need to listen to that one. Yeah, I think that helps fix it. There we go. Alright, and that is the first budgie done. Now, the plan that I had for Picasso was I was going to do something similar to Monet and make them kind of match, but he was going to have slightly different traits than her. Where his were going to be a bit spikier and a little larger, because it looks like Picasso's a bit bigger than Monet. Actually, maybe I'll keep this here. Turn this back on. Line this back up. And then figure out where all of the lines for the sky go from there. Yeah, we're done with the first one. I'll be sending that off in a little bit. First stretch, though. Actually, you know what? No. I haven't taken a single, like, art break since I've started, and usually I'm better about doing those. So we're gonna leave the art on. And I am going to take a little bit of a stretch break. And a little bit of an art break from my wrist. Because those are important. Actually, I might also go back through with some of the shading on Monet, because it feels a little undershaded. It could use some more, because I didn't end up going with that whole rim light thing, so. It could use a little working on. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I was really excited to get to work on these, so I'm really happy about this. Let's see what else we can do. Alright, let me think. Yeah, I do want the two to look similar. But I'm also gonna, move over to Spirit City and get my timer up. Start session. You know what? I've worked through the whole damn thing, so... Oh, shit, that's not what I meant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are on a long break, so for a good 20 minutes, I'm just gonna sit here and chat with you guys. Forcing myself to go on a little bit of a break. Yeah, I was supposed to start it when I started drawing, but I completely forgot about it. But instead, we are going to have this. So for the next 20 minutes, I'm making myself take a little art break. We're just gonna chill and chat. I can walk you guys through my thought process. Yeah, I know. I'm doing better. I can walk you through my thought process and some of the things I'm working on right now. Because I'm really excited for all of the new re-debut stuff. It's taking time. It is. But the new Kuiper Bunnies, so far I'm thinking I'm going to make them milkshake based. Out of the 3 drink options I was telling you guys about earlier. I feel like boba may be more associated with cafes because it's milk tea. Tea is associated with cafes, I think. But I'm liking milkshake because of how versatile the toppings on milkshakes tend to be. And if you look at Rhea, just for a little bit, think about it. I could more easily convince you that Rhea is supposed to be like some sort of purple milkshake thing with whipped cream as like her eyebrows and her little chest fluff thing, than I could that she being a smoothie or boba based. Because remember, the Kuiper Bunnies are supposed to be kind of based off of Rhea. I had a bunny channel mascot first before I had the idea of the stream avatars being the bunnies too. I think. The Kuiper Bunnies being the way they are a bit newer. At least I'm pretty sure Rhea's first. Actually, the Kuiper Bunnies might have existed longer than Rhea. But I decided the idea of Rhea isn't fully attached to the Kuiper Bunnies, but, like, I'm thinking milkshake. Because, like, for the newest, the new update for the Kuiper Bunnies, I want them to be very versatile in their looks, while also giving them new colors, because I realized if I kept the Kuiper Bunnies as simple as I planned them to be originally, none of these different Kuiper Bunny drawings would look the way they do. Excuse me. Because I was a bit more strict in my own head on how they could look. But, like, having them have half and half like this and giving them more color options looks really cool. Or, like, Tizen actually is kind of inspiring one of their upgrades, because having a Kuiper Bunny that has these little bumps on their backs and having these little cheek thingies actually being on them looks so much cooler than I thought they would have. So having more stuff like this and making them more exaggerated and having huge differences like this would be really cool. Like if they were based off of smoothies, these little bumps on the back could be one just the same color as the rest of them, or sorry, not smoothies, milkshakes. Is these little bumps could be white most of the time to represent the like the whipped cream that milkshakes often have on top of them for their toppings, or they could be multiple colors to help represent the fact that people oftentimes put sprinkles on them. And that'd be fun. Or like having a bunch of them on Kuiper bunnies and having like more and more, with those being multiple colors. So like rainbow sprinkles, or like maybe even kind of star-shaped bumps for the different types of sprinkles there are. Stuff like that is what's really exciting me about making them milkshake based. And like these are really cute. Sure, the Kuiper bunnies aren't bad. I love them. They're adorable. But I want to give them an upgrade that makes them feel more interesting. Also, just saying, milkshake, Milky Way, still kind of like space themed. Maybe. I'll find some sort of name. But like, these guys are so cute and they make me so happy, but I want them to be a bit more unique in a way that feels more right to my channel. I'm super happy with how Mona ended up looking. She's so cute. Definitely will leave this open though, so I can remember to go fix her shading. I'm not happy with the shading. Well, the mouth shading can stay. That's fine. But yeah, super excited about it. I was thinking like a milkshake swirl for the different colors thing. Oh, that too, where they have like the sort of halfway that they're made. Yeah. And that too is the milkshakes. Milkshakes also just have lots of different colors and options because they're oftentimes with fruit or even made with other desserts, which I thought could be a fun idea. And having certain Kuiper bunny, or at least certain like different colors for the default ones, having different names. So like, sure, half of them are probably going to be like strawberry or just called pink, red, orange. But some of the more complicated ones, because I did want to add some color options that were only for like subscribers and stuff like that. And maybe some options that are only for like VIPs. Originally, they were supposed to just be like gold or silver and stuff like that. And I didn't end up doing that at all because they're getting a revamp. But like, instead, what if the subscriber options were based off of cakes? So you could, or cookies even. You could have like a milkshake Kuiper bunny that has little chocolate chips on it, or even bringing up that swirl with it looking kind of like a multicolored Kuiper bunny, which would be fun. Because right now they don't have that option. Another one of them would have been like the, you know how gummy worms are usually half one color, half the other? That was going to be another one I was going to add in. But I decided that would be more fun as just like an actual, that'd just be an actual like option you guys could have, because I thought that'd be funnier. And then I realized I hate the idea of making so many different outfit ideas that are just a Kuiper bunny being half of one other color. Not doing that. That's going to take so much more work animating than most of the other outfits they have. So I decided to throw all of that in the trash, then reanimating them with a different half-body color. Sure, I could do it the quick way and just go over with gray only and then recolor each one for each different color option, but even doing that the lazy way sounds awful, because you have to do it the normal way first for at least one. So instead, I dropped the idea of them being half and half, but still, I could have some really fun, like, sub-only colors as well. For the new ones. Or maybe some, like, slightly different sub-only options. Like, I was thinking of a strawberry shortcake themed one, which would essentially kind of mimic the way they look now with the stripe belly for the sweet type, but instead they'd have, like, more layers or specific colors to them. Just silly stuff like that. But then so would a chocolate chip cookie would also be very difficult. Because it would just be a bunch of teeny tiny little dots I have to focus on in animation. And squinch and scrunch them. But it's still a work in progress, so it's gonna take me some time to work on a lot of this stuff. But I'm really excited for it. Especially with, like, the general, like, art of them. Not just them being stream avatars, but, like, also putting them in little places in the channel. Like, they'd get to be in my upgraded panels, or they'd get to be on my updated banners and stuff, because I want them to be more important. But right now, Smoothie... Sorry, I keep saying Smoothie. Milkshake, I just like smoothies. Milkshake is winning me over for being what the Kuiper Bunnies are based off of instead of being gummies. Also, because milkshakes have things like syrup, so you could add, like, little syrup drizzles on the top of them, and that could be a fun thing. It would make more sense for them to have, like, physical items on them, like fruits and stuff, because that's just what they look like normally. Or even having fruit, like, ears, because the ears are going to be stuff you can choose and change. So not in the upgraded version, the Kuiper Bunnies won't just have the rabbit ears. They'll have, like, more cylindrical ears. Not cylindrical, circular, sorry. They'll have more bear-like ears. They'll have weird shapes like hearts and lightning bolts and triangles and stuff like that. Silly stuff, so people can have more customization for the ears and the tails. And of course, I'll finally be adding in all of the different wings, which will mostly just be bird, bat, and butterfly. Maybe. I might not do butterfly. I might just have it be, you can either have like fluffy bird-like wings, or you can have bat wings. Or no wings if you don't want any. There's a lot of fun little things I get to do with them in the future. And who knows, this might be a little hint for one of the creatures that is inspiring the new Kuiper Bunnies, but the wings being on might actually be the default. So who knows what that might entail? Of these weird little mix and match creatures that have wings. Wonder what they could be in the future. That'd make them more on brand while still being bunny related. I love these stupid little things. I also want to make them slightly bigger in their new animations so I can actually add mouths to them. But who knows, maybe I won't. Give me a second to add a fly speed. That's a good point, yeah. Which actually, fun fact, the Kuiper Bunnies have always been able to fly, regardless of the fact that they have wings. That's kind of why they're very pest-like little guys. They can levitate. Always have. Little shits will end up wherever they want. If you don't close, like, a window tight enough, they'll get in. They will get up to the second floor if they can figure it out. Some of them can't fly very well if they don't have wings. The ones that have wings are actually good at flying and can fly for very long amounts of time. But, like, the ones that don't have wings just kind of float around. Sometimes not very well. Sometimes they can get higher up. But most of the time, it's like, they'll get up, like, a couple of feet, and then they'll have to take breaks for a while. They're not good at it. It's magic. And they're little guys. They're eepy little guys, and you gotta give them breaks. But the flying ones are good at it, and they're dangerous because of that. Trust me. If they start making little pleaty eyes, just give them a teeny tiny bite of your food, because if you don't, they will dive bomb at it and try to steal like a seagull. Little shits. Can't leave pies in the windows to cool off anymore. To cool off. Jesus. I can't leave the pie out in the window to dry. The hell does that mean? It's not laundry. They might steal that too, honestly. They like making little nests. Don't leave blankets around. They might take them. Put them into a little circle and then fall asleep. And good luck trying to take that back, because, like, these guys only weigh, like, a couple pounds, probably. If that. But, like, once one of them finds a nice little sleeping spot, expect to find a giant cuddle puddle of, like, 50 of them. Good luck lifting that. They're funny. I love them. They're mysterious. They like collecting little things. They like hanging out with each other. They're very friendly creatures, and they like making friends with you guys. I am so happy with how Monet's looks. She's looked so cute. It's so freaking cute. I'm thinking. Excuse me. How much more time do I have on my break time? Hey, I'm only at 7 minutes. They will steal, they will. I love them, but they steal. Not all of them, but it's mostly because of it. If it's in the cafe, technically they live here too, so like they do silly little things. They get hungry, even when I've already fed them for the day. Or at least for the amount of time they should have been fed for. They'll plead at customers for snackies. Even if they've already ate, like an hour ago. No snack. The ones that steal do get put in the tip jar jail, by the way. Just in case you were wondering. Which is an kind of an old doodle of the Kuiper bunnies, but if they act badly, they will get put in a the tip jar. Because I think that's funny. It's like, you're misbehaving, you've stolen food, into the tip jar you go, I'm putting the lid on. Stay in there. Yeah, just normally when people have pets, they don't have 50 of them and they can all fly sometimes. I guess if you run a bird sanctuary, but that's not they're not really pets at that point. I wonder if that's really what it would be like to run a bird sanctuary. Just like, oh, I'm just gonna try and eat something, and then suddenly 50 of them looking at you. Not sure what bird. I guess many if it's a sanctuary, unless it specializes in a specific animal, a specific species. I already know what animal it specifies, and I said it's a bird sanctuary. I'm tired. I'm talking too fast for my brain to keep up, goodness. I want to say maybe if you have a bee farm. Or a... Do bee farms consider their bees to be pets? Can you have pet bees? Better question? Like, I know people have bee farms, but like, do you have like, and not even like a single bee, like an entire hive of bees as like a pet? Do people do that? That sounds really funny and cute. Like, no, I'm not using these guys for their honey. I just think they're cute, and I'm gonna keep them outside my house now. There's like an entire, like, hive of pet bees. I should make a bee critter for the cafe. I've been thinking about, like, a bug kind of critter for the cafe recently. But hopefully designing it in a way that doesn't trigger people who have a fear of bugs. Funnily enough, I was thinking more so like honeypot ants, because I thought their stupid giant butts filled with honey would be funny. But that's not a bee. But if you combine them the right way, they can be. If you do, though, they remind me of my trauma, which is from Hollow Knight, and those stupid fucking like creatures in the beginning of the game that shoot like orange goo out of you from their stupid, dumb orange goo butts. And to me, those things are like honeypot ants but flying. They're probably based off of mosquitoes, because that's also what mosquitoes do, is their back end fills up with blood, which is fun, I guess. When, I think it's specifically females, because females are the only ones that drink blood, but like if they eat too much blood, they have like a sac in the back of their body that expands, and you can tell if they've eaten a lot recently because they'll be all red. I would imagine some people do, probably. Yeah, like, it's not too hard to imagine. It's just, I wonder if someone has an entire pet beehive. Like, they're not for making money off of their, the honey they make. They're just, like, because you love them. In one of my campaigns, a D&D one of my players had a bee, fox, fae pet thing. Mixing a bee with a fluffier creature could work. Or maybe even a creature that's not ant-like. Normally having, like, the honeypot ant thing going on? Maybe. Yeah. For the most part, I am going to try and avoid common creatures that tend to trigger people. Like bugs. Also, because I don't even want to begin to learn how to animate bugs. At least not complicated ones. Oh, your neighbor has a bee farm. That's fun. Hey, that's nice too. Ah, honey is so good. I love honey. Have I talked to you guys before about the fact that I am a honey whore? I am. Very happy about it. This is something I'm proud of. I really like honey. Like, for the most part, if I'm eating stuff, I've just, like, completely stopped using syrup for, like, a majority of the time when I eat pancakes and stuff. I only really eat pancakes and waffles with honey at this point if I'm at home. Because I just like honey so damn much that I will smother pancakes with it. And tea. When I drink the tea I drink to help keep my throat hydrated and from having, like, usually problems, because sometimes when I stream for too long or I end up talking too much in a couple of weeks in a row, I'll lose my voice for a little bit. Or at the very least, my throat will get scratchy. So I'll add a fuck ton of honey to that. At some point, I think I even had, like, honey lemon water for a little bit, and then I stopped having the lemon, and I just had, like, weird honey water, which wasn't a good idea. It did not like being in a cup for too long. It ended up being weird in the bottle. But I tried it. It didn't go well. I really like honey. I'll just, like, drink the shit sometimes. Not frequently, but if I'm in a honey mood, I'm terrible about it. It's not all the time. I don't do this often, but, like, sometimes I just, like, will go over to the little honey bottle, squeeze a little onto my finger, and then eat that, and then walk away. Just gotta get a little taste. I have a problem. Yeah, we had honey from, like, a farmer's market thing before. It was so much better. It was so good. And now we get that more frequently. It's nice. Hey, I'm allowed to do stuff again. Alright, start the timer up on work mode. I am allowed to draw again. Honestly, I probably should make some of the tea I normally make for my throat. I haven't had it in a while. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have it, especially during the winter months. To keep myself hydrated, to keep my throat from getting too dry. It's very good. It's good. And sometimes a nice warm drink is all you need during the winter months. Why is my mouse blinking at me again? I put a new battery in you like 2 months ago. I know you're fine because I didn't put a battery in this thing from last year, and it didn't start blinking at me until like the 8th month of the year. August? Yeah. It didn't start bothering me until August for new batteries. I know damn well you ain't dead yet. Quit blinking at me. You got batteries in August. You are still fine. I'll have no complaining from you. Why do I kind of not feel like I need to add shading to you as much as the others? I guess because of where all the blue is on her body, it feels like she doesn't need shading as much because that's normally where I'd put the shading? Weird. Yeah, well, my mouse is gonna have to starve, so better get over it. Starve. There we go. Why would I send help? I'm glad you like the new game you were bought. God damn it, I went all the way over here. There we go. And there we go. Gentle shading. Oh, we have ad breaks again already? Damn. Is there a fish? Oh, you're talking about web fishing. Still can't believe I got given web fishing. Yeah, that was fucking hilarious during that stream. So a lot of you weren't there during that. If you showed up for the little community night stream I pinged you guys about on Ente's channel, people were fighting over who got to give Shay web fishing so she could join us to play web fishing that day. It was so funny. Shay didn't have the game yet, so people were and because people weren't finding her name fast enough, they were tracking her down through Steam to find Shay's Steam account so they could gift Shay Steam or sorry, web fishing. I keep saying Steam, the wrong word over and over again. But like that was insane and so funny. I don't remember who got to Shay first, but I know Skylar went through to find them on Steam. I think Entei ended up giving it to you, wasn't it, Entei? Wasn't the first time something like that really funny happened to Shay, but it's definitely the weirder one of the two. But it was also freaking hilarious, so... Oh yeah, speaking of gifting, yesterday was fun because me and a bunch of my friends were essentially racing to give people gifts for the holiday months. It was silly. At first, it was because we realized that some Entei probably bought us gifts already, and we needed to know who was getting what, so we wouldn't accidentally buy people the same gift again. And it kind of just ended up with us all deciding, or at least me, Galaxy, Comet, and Echo. I think Echo was there for a little bit. Wolf was also there, I think, but not for very long. Yeah, 'cause she had to leave for her flight. Entei had to leave eventually. I think we told Echo about it when he hopped in for a little bit, but I don't think he was there for that long. But yeah, we were essentially rushing to give each other gifts because it was during the Steam sale, which is actually why I reminded people in the Discord that it was happening, because I was like, well, might as well make sure people know that this is happening because we are going gift crazy. Welcome back from the ads. I was telling you guys a little bit about the gifting story from yesterday. But yeah, my holiday shopping is done because I was not supposed to spend money this month, and I spent what, like $80? It's fine. Don't worry about it. I did something stupid, and that is entirely my own fault. I'm gonna have to one-up Wolf. Oh, so it was Wolf who gave you your gift then. Wolf got to you first and gave you web fishing. Is that what that was? I couldn't remember because 3 different people were trying to find you to give you web fishing. Yeah, there. So it was Wolf. But yeah, that was a very funny part of the stream. She likes to get revenge. Her gifting revenge. But yeah, I was really happy because I was finally able to get me and my friend's tabletop simulator for a pretty good deal. It's giving people who don't have the game already a 4-pack you can buy. So you buy yourself the game, and then you essentially get 3 copies for a little bit cheaper than you would normally. But you already bought... So essentially you get the copy for yourself for free, and then 3 other copies to give out for a little bit cheaper than you would get normally as well. So, like, that's the pricing of it. It's like $30 because it's on sale right now as well. And then tabletop itself is $10. So, like, it's really good. It's a very good deal, and I'm very happy. Because a lot of my friends have been talking about getting Tabletop Simulator for a really long time now, so we can do different silly stuff in it. And we finally got a chance to play it last night. I even got to play a game by a YouTuber I like called, I actually don't know. Delicious Peter, which is, God, these names are stupid. But, you know, that's just the unfortunate part of the name of that YouTuber. Who made, Pokemon, or he made Snakes and Ladders, but Pokemon. He's made a couple other mini-games like Pokemon, but Battleship, and Pokemon, or Connect 4, but Pokemon types. A lot of very silly stuff. It took a while for me to remember how it's played, but it was fun. I was especially thinking that I wanted Tabletop Simulator to try and put the D&D game show I've been working on into it, but then I realized I probably shouldn't, because then that would require everyone who plays to have Tabletop Simulator. And I don't want to force people to have to buy the game if they don't have it to play the game show, so... Instead, we're just gonna do it through Google Slides. Because apparently it makes for a very good way to do game show maps and stuff. Sure, most of it's going to be stuff I've drawn, but like we're gonna be using the slides to like check what each square does, essentially. Because I'm basically making Mario Party, but make it D&D and put it in the world of my my channel lore. It is very fun. Snakes and Ladders, but Pokemon is also a 3-player game, which is fun. Obviously, the other 2 are 2-player. I'll have a notepad ready. Oh no, you gonna be doing your lore stuff? There will probably be slightly different lore for the game show, or maybe there won't be. Your beak. A little smaller, actually. I should bring up the ref again while I'm making this new one. Let's go back. I mean, I guess they have similar shapes, but I do still want him to be a little sharper looking to kind of have, so they're both very different to look at and not just like a copy paste of the other. Okay, getting the basic shape down. I want to put him at this sort of angle. Because I also kind of want to move the tail out in a way. So that, again, they aren't just like copy-paste of each other. Essentially adding just little sharper points than the way I drew Monet. Because I think it'll make them look a bit more different. But so far, yeah, definitely doing so. And I think still helping keep that, like, bird vibe. And more funny little bird nose. I feel like the angle of it looks kind of weird. Oh, it's also like weirdly small compared to the first time. I might be able to fix this with just like sort of stretching it out this way. I don't know why the beak is throwing me off so much. It was fine the first time. Why is it weirding me out? Maybe have the beak closed this time? I think that kind of helps. I don't know why the beak looks so weird when it looked fine the first time. Maybe it's because I put you at an angle? Is that why it looks weird? Oh, your eyes are also weirdly tiny. Not what I meant to do. There we go. Oh, it also seems to be the placement. Okay, there we go. I think that helps a little bit. Alright, what to do with the wings? Not fully sure. Because I don't want to have them down again, up again, so maybe... When the hell did I mute myself? What? That's weird. I don't remember muting at any point in time. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry, but I was, trying to fix the wing by looking up what the budgies look like when they're sleeping. They're very cute. Here we go. Oh, that is break timer, which means we are leaving this here for now. I'm gonna continue to mess with the wing, but right now, little buddy is being all fluffy and cozy on the ground. I think it's extremely cute. You know, put him a little bit higher up. There we go. But we are back on 10-minute break timers. Here, I'm going to send Agent the screenshot of finished up Monet. Whoops. Oh. Still want this to be in a place where it's not, like, super disrupting the whole thing. That's why being centered is important. Taking a screenshot. Here we go. We're not putting Picasso on a blanket. Okay, maybe. If he wants to be comfy cozy, he can cozy in a blanket. There we go. Alright. And just gonna continue waiting out break timer. But yeah, this has been a fun project, working on all the Kyber Bunny drawings. Because then I get to, like, really think about what they end up looking like in different forms and, like, based off of different things. I love it. This has been super fun. The budgies were especially fun. I really liked getting to draw a winged Kuiper Bunny that has, like, fluffy wings, or, like, feathery wings, because I haven't had a chance to, nor have I thought about it as much. So having the winged Kuiper Bunnies have been really fun, and trying to, like, mismatch certain traits into certain ideas. So, like, I definitely will be bringing you these back as, like, a little, fun little commission form. Similar sort of way, where they're just made like this. Give me your character, I turn them into a little freak. Into one of these soft little freaks. These are super fun. Yay, Agent likes! But yeah, these have been a great time. I love these. Oh yeah, definitely giving me ideas for stuff in the future of just like, how do I want to handle this? Especially because I do tend to avoid feathery wings because they're pretty. They're so pretty and they can be so cute looking. But like, I tend to avoid them because they can be complicated. But now I had no choice, and honestly, I'm really happy about it. I will work on Agent's third one, which was technically her second one requested offline. And then I'll work on Screm's last. Because I did want the bunnies out of the way. But you know what? We are 2 hours and 30 minutes in, and I have not only fully completed one of these guys, but I'm also working on a sketch I'm pretty happy about for the second one. So I think instead of working on 2 this stream, I'm going to call it here. And I am instead going to be sending you guys off to someone we were just talking about. We're going to be going over to Agent while she is doing her mini donathon. She's on day 6 right now. I don't know how much longer that she'll be going for, but hopefully a good while. So we're going to be hopping over to Agent. So thank you guys for joining me again for a stream. This was a good time. Another good old art stream. I hope you guys had a good Friday. Where are you? I'm scrolling too fast. There you are. I hope you guys had a good Friday. I also hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night, whatever it is in your time zone. Remember to take good care of yourselves. Go take a little stretch break. Go drink some water or whatever juice or liquid you have. Also acceptable. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to make sure you take care of yourselves. Go stretch. Go take care of yourself. Go have fun. We are going over to Agent, and I will see you guys next week on Monday at 6 p.m. EST, as always. For, honestly, I have no fucking idea. But we're gonna have a good time doing it either way, as we always do. It'll consist of me babbling, not knowing what I'm doing. It'll probably be Slime Rancher, or one of the new games my friends bought me for the winter season. Thank you guys for joining me. It's been a pleasure seeing you guys again, so just remember to take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. I realized I didn't start the raid at all, so we've just been sitting here. We're gonna sit here awkwardly and wait for that to actually work. Yeah. So. Whoops. My bad. But, thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! That was only mildly embarrassing.